16 teams entered into the Pro League, but now only 4 will remain. So today we have the very best from North America to battle over the kings of Europe. With $50,000 on the line for first place, today we will answer who takes away that prize.
It's been a long time coming, but we are finally here.
I have good goosebumps. I'm so excited. This is the biggest tournament that we've had in history.
Team PZ up against the rank 55 Dragons. Rank 55 seem to have just woken up and turned on the go switch.
And Zeus is next on their hit list as they take him into the downstate as well.
Rank 55 look on fire right now.
Rank 55 Dragons 3-0 in the first series of this tournament.
Team of Jerd here from America has won the most titles.
It's been a long time since they've met their match.
Vermilion actually in control of the map right now. Jerd need to kind of pull themselves together again.
Look out, Cole! He is absolutely everywhere.
Absolute fantastic play from him, but it's not enough.
Second game looks like it's easily going towards the Jerd at the moment. Amazing! This could be absolutely amazing if we see the Tranquility come through! This is going to be
50 points away, there's a minute on the clock!
Biggest comebacks in Guild Wars 2 history, surely!
Vermilion managing to make a statement, take the second map! They are looking to just round out this series with a statement, and it doesn't look like there's a whole lot Vermilion can do about it as 501 points roll in, and the Abjured are our second finalists. This final is going to be absolutely incredible. The first game of our finals, Abjured have complete control. Our Europeans evening this one up. We have a series on our hands.
NA versus EU is real right now.
The rank 55 Dragons take the lead in this series 2-1. This is as close as the game could be, and they're going to be able to get the res onto Dexby here.
They do!
They do!
Oh my God!
Well.
If they get wiped here, Joe, we could see new
They're going for the white. They've got the Tranquility, they've got the Stillness, they've got the double buff.
Rank 55 Dragons have taken the Pro League finals.
Oh, Guild Wars 2 PvP had such high hopes. I remember to this day, the day I finished downloading the game and created my character to go into the Heart of the Mist right after my first story mission. The lobby there was lively, and at this point there was actually overflow servers that were quite frequently very common in the Heart of the Mists. Guild Wars 2 at the time had the biggest hype surrounding it because it was looking at being the first true esport MMO, as you could tell from the trailer that I had shown earlier. But actually, if you fast forward a couple years, you'll see the game is actually completely different. It has declined in population. It's looked at negatively by many in the community. And I'm looking at you, Reddit, and at least to me, PvP feels more punishing to play than rewarding. I'm Keyba, and you are on Dateline. Yeah, so I had talked about this topic during one of my streams recently, but I wanted to actually make a proper video around my thoughts when it comes to PvP currently in its state and where the good is, where the bad is, what I think could make it better. Now you may ask, why are you talking about that? And really, I just want to open the floor for discussion, express my thoughts, and I want to know the community's thoughts around why they don't like to play PvP as well. So let's go right to the beginning of my Guild Wars 2 PvP career and experience. What attracted me to PvP in Guild Wars 2 was not the esport potential that was surrounding its release, but the combat system in general. It breaks traditional MMO fashion by incorporating awesome movement mechanics like dodge roll and teleport. Not only that, but the Conquest game mode in Guild Wars 2 is a lot more fast-paced than other PvP games out there in the market. I could justify spending 15 minutes a game versus some other game like League of Legends at the time, where one game would last me 40 minutes on average. That's a lot of time for me to just have one game. So if I wanted something quick, something I could just jump right into, play 15 minutes before as a filler while I'm getting ready for a party, or at the time when I was in the military getting ready for work or something, or the gym, then I had that option. And back then I could honestly say the user experience of the game overall was a lot better. What I mean was, back before automated tournaments, that whole discussion, we already had on-demand tournaments where 8 teams would queue up, be placed in some pseudo unbeatable bracket where you would fight until you lost. And these tournaments gave pretty good rewards, such as paid tournament tickets, tokens for that you could use to enter into more competitive tournaments, and also really were just quick, allowed you to queue as a team, and for the most part were really fun to do. Glory actually was another great characteristic of old Guild Wars 2, and for those of you who don't know or may not remember, Glory was the currency at the time that allowed you to buy certain ranked boxes that you unlocked when you reached a certain rank in PvP, like deer, bear, tiger, and they had specific cosmetics that were only available in certain boxes. And at the time, rank points were also infinitely harder to leveling up. Being a bear ranked in the first year meant you had at least some skill, you knew what you were doing, and if you saw a shark in your game, well then it's GG, you're gonna lose. It would actually take a lot of time, and sometimes it would take days at certain points throughout progressing to that fabled rank 80, just to get your rank up one level because of the sheer amount of experience you needed. It was really a display of skill back then, and now, well, everyone is pretty much a damn dragon. All the solution was just to let people keep farming rank past 80. This is really one change I wish we could have back. But pretty much everything changed. The esports scene died out, mainly because of, I would say, balance issues, how unfun the game was really to watch. And the updates came just way too late. And what was left was a shell of what the game used to be. That doesn't mean that it's a bad game though, right? It can still be great. In fact, honestly, I applaud Guild Wars 2 and ArenaNet for taking the leap of faith and trying to break into mainstream esports with their game. Most MMOs, even World of Warcraft, get overshadowed by other games like League of Legends, Overwatch, and the modern Battle Royale genre for their competitive scenes. Traditionally, MMOs, in my eyes, can never really keep up with those scenes because the developers are just spread way too thin across the entire game, building out raids, stories, bosses, mini quests, etc. So you get the idea. And really, I'm not even including the drop in players from the beginning. Of course, you're going to lose players. It's perfectly normal to see a downward ramp for retaining anyone and anything. Just look at this graph. TV, video games, YouTube videos, it's natural. You're going to lose 30% of the people within the first 10% of the life of something. But I'm not giving them an excuse or a free pass. It just, even so, doesn't feel like the changes that have been made are really doing anything to benefit most of the player base that want to participate in PvP. Changes like removing glory, lowering the limit substantially for players to get max rank, and pretty much removing the prestige of anything in the game that it began with didn't do anything good and only really catered to the bottom of the casual players. And so while removing things to make it easy for casual players to attain them, the things that were added, such as monthly automated tournament gizmos, the rank system, ladders with titles, and exclusive passes that can only be given out through PvP, really only favor the top 10% of the players. So what about the players in between? Someone that wants to be somewhat of a hardcore PvPer and a casual PvPer at the same time because they have other commitments that don't allow them to play the game for 5 to 6 hours a day. Well, you get the ability to farm ascended items and reward tracks. Yay. No, trust me, I'm not trying to sound salty at all, because I do love PvP in this game. But seriously, where's the desire to see of having a large PvP community when players who are in the in-between or the middle class of PvP get left out? Why should they even bother PvPing? I wholeheartedly believe that this is a variable that has directly impacted the level of players who are actively in the PvP scene, which kind of snowballs into the quality of games that you and I will probably be getting currently during ranked seasons. I've seen games where players have over 300 point rating differences, and it just causes the games to be very one-sided. Either you're 500 to zeroing a team, or you're getting 0 to 500, and it's just not fun at all. And guys, I won't lie to you, at this point I'm really doing ranked PvP on my streams just to farm ascended shards of glory. Why? Because the titles are recycled anyways, and legendary armor is something I wanted anyways for Cantha's release. See, when the title's actually refreshed, it does draw more players in who do want the new cool item, and Season 5 was a great example of this. The population was so lively because of new titles, new icons, new emblems, etc. that, quite frankly, people thought were going to go away after that season. So everyone, even players I remember that had played with years before that had quit, came back at least to try it out. And so that brings me to really my first point. One way to, I believe, improve PvP, the user experience in Guild Wars 2, is to take something I saw from another MMO that I had played that I will remain unnamed. So in that game, which has a very similar community size to Guild Wars 2, the rewards for PvPing were infinitely better. For example, their PvP season rewards include a trophy for the top player in those regions that they get to share in their house in-game, 10 of the PvP currency that is unique to PvP in order to purchase a unique skin, and the top 100 players per region get a unique mount. All of these items change every season, which is something I think ArenaNet kind of overlooks. There's a reason people go crazy when there is a new sneaker release. I'm looking at you, Jordans. It's the exclusivity and limited amount produced that has people fighting over these shoes, not anything else. And I think the same logic can be really applied in the PvP game mode. I think they should keep the titles the same, then that's fine. But if they add small exclusive little cosmetics such as like a nice armor top, similar to what they're doing with the Winter's Day sweater or like the Rock t-shirt that they added for one of the Living Stories, or even my greatest idea ever, a llama mount skin that changes every season. I believe if they put those in temporarily, it would drive engagement and a population boost would soon thereafter follow. And give really that middle class of players a little bit more reason to actually play. I can only imagine one sitting on a llama mount and feeling good while everyone is asking them in Divinity's Reach, "Hey man, where'd you get that llama? Looks pretty cool." And that's just one of the many ideas that I was thinking about in order to improve ranked. The second one is actually Glyco and the rating system that ArenaNet uses in order to give each player its individual standing rating. I believe it's a little too punishing. There are times in the day where I play the game in PvP and I get 6 rating, and right after, same teammates, same game, I lose and negative 25, and yay, there goes an hour and a half of my time that I feel is wasted now from one loss. It feels like gambling, honestly. The more you do it, the more you lose in the long run. And the reason I feel like it's gambling is because, one, I can't pick 3 out of my 5 teammates or their classes. So I'm getting personal rating for a game mode where at most I can duo queue for a game that there's 5 players on my team. At least let there be a 3-man queue. So players have a little bit more control, 60% if you want to do statistics of that game outcome. Or just let everyone solo queue. Either works better than duo queue in my opinion. And if that's too hard, well, hey, another option that I think would be better than the current system is make it less punishing for games to cap wins and losses at only 10 rating either way. You win, here's 10 rating. You lose, here's 10 rating. And I believe this will even out in the long run, and like I said before, it will make me and other players feel like their time isn't wasted when they just spent the last hour and a half trying to progress up this ladder, gaining 6, 7, 8 points, only to lose 12, 20 the next game. And additionally, I think it just comes down to time, right? We all value our time, and people have things to do with their life and their time. It's limited. I don't want to make it dark, but let's be real here. And so I think because of the value of time, I feel that there should be a give up timer in the middle of a game, because I think this would help improve the quality of life for ranked gameplay overall. As a player, I feel like it's better if I can cut my losses in the beginning with the consent, obviously, of the rest of the team. Give 4 out of the 5 the ability to accept a give up timer and quit within 5 minutes of the game versus drawing out a 10-minute long excruciating loss because someone went AFK or we're just getting beaten that badly. To me, that will help morale overall, and I feel like morale is very important, and telling people just to suck it up is not going to work unless they feel that they're gaining more than they're losing overall. And so far all I've been talking about is ranked. I haven't even touched the topic of automated tournaments and how I think they could be improved. But in the middle right here, if you like the discussion, please comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It really does help me keep my motivation to make more of these fun and productive videos for you all to enjoy. So automated tournaments and monthlies were a direct replacement of those on-demand tournaments that I had spoken about earlier. This was created because the community wanted that quote-unquote team gameplay back again, instead of just always having to rely on solo or duo queuing for ranked in order to PvP. And I feel that while there was good initiative here, the execution was really poor, and all it did to help really the community was add more value for those top 10% of players by giving out top heavy rewards for 1st through 4th place in a mode where the games are still one-sided, and currently daily ATs just take way too long at the moment. So let's get into the monthly pricing, and we can kind of just see what I'm talking about. First place of the tournament, the monthly automated one, gets an exclusive title, which is okay. Great. 500 gold. Yeah, that's fair. They earned it. Some tournament vouchers for ascended gear. Okay, that's really nice. Yeah, PvE stuff. Okay. An exclusive llama skin. That's a mini pet, really. Gold. A big PvP potion. 100 mystic coins. 2 champion rest passes. And an exclusive gizmo that changes every month. And what does everyone else get? Well, 2 to 4 get less gold, no title, 1 pass, less tickets, and a silver and bronze llama. And the rest of the players that didn't make the cut, you get gold and everything else. No llama, no tickets, nothing. So I'm all for these items, honestly, right? I love that top 4 are the only ones that get those exclusive items. If the game was remotely healthy, I would be completely fine with the gizmos in the first place getting all of that. But really there's no in between. Instead, right now we get one team in North America that has virtually won every monthly tournament when the first year that these tournaments were released, and no one came even close to beating them. Now, we have seen them lose a few times, and don't get me wrong, kudos to them for winning. I'm not taking away from the fact that they're good players and they play the game a lot. But if there's really no shift or no ability for that middle of the pack player base in order to get anything exclusive that's PvP related, then really, why should they continue to even do these? You know? As someone who enjoys PvP, I'm not really asking that everyone should get a gizmo or it should be farmable, right? Or titles for everyone. You know, for the most part, I think that the tournament vouchers could be utilized for more than just PvE ascendant items. One of my ideas that I've kind of always wanted to do was create, you know, allow players who make it into the top 4 to be able to use these tournament vouchers to purchase a gizmo. And I don't mean just like 10 vouchers. How about 50 vouchers for one gizmo? I don't think anyone should complain about this because the top players are getting all of them, right? So they have all 12. You know, 2, 3, you get one for winning. But if the top 4 could just be able to farm it, I believe there would be more competition from that middle of the pack player base, and the games would overall be a lot better and a lot closer. And what surprises me is that if these tournaments are for that quote-unquote team gameplay, then why don't we enable players to make teams by allowing them only to get those qualifying points as a team from the beginning to the end of the month? There's many other MMOs that I've actually played in where in order to qualify to participate in a monthly tournament, you first have to sign up with your teammates in-game, then play games together where you get those qualifying points as a team and so forth. This, to me, rewards players who stick together and not players who just form teams at the last minute. I thought the goal for automated tournaments was to bring players who wanted that team gameplay to have the ability to really act upon that desire and that want, not just pick 4 different players each day to farm qualifying points with. Maybe the team would have to share a guild slot or something together and register as a guild team. You know, to me, it may seem silly, right? Oh, why would you do all this? But I believe the intangible rewards of playing with friends, earning rewards, progressing together, and just feeling as if your time was well spent are all equally as important as tangible rewards like gold and gizmos and so forth. So really, that's my thoughts in a nutshell. You know, I'm not giving up on PvP at all, but at the same time, I value my time and I hope you do too. And if I only have 3 hours of free time a day, I don't want to spend it suffering for little to no progression or little feeling of accomplishment. Hopefully this does get people's gears turning about thinking about changes that could positively impact Guild Wars 2 PvP. And who knows, maybe your internet might look at this and get inspired by something. Who knows? So just add some little things here and there that might improve the overall player experience in PvP. So if you liked the video, yeah, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. I want to see what you all think and what ideas that you would have that could possibly improve PvP overall in Guild Wars 2. I won't be making a video until after the New Year's. I'm going to be spending time with my family and some friends that I actually met on Guild Wars 2. So if you want to see that stuff, if you want to see all of us hanging out, please follow my other socials like my Instagram and my Twitter. And until then, Happy New Year's everybody. I will see you all in 2021.